Thank you. Mayor Bree, you're right. This is a quiet group. I'm gonna need these voices to be raised and all these issues and stuff we have in San Francisco. We need you to be a lot louder and a lot more enthusiastic than that. Good afternoon. Yes, there we are. This is a really big deal. And you know that because when I did my youth commission swearing in, we got sworn in the basement. So Mayor Breed, you know how to do a swearing in ceremony. So thank you for hosting this evening. I also want to acknowledge the other elected officials who are here, Supervisor Joel Engardio. It's a quiet group. Supervisor Hillary Ronan. And I am particularly excited because this is where I got my start in public service. And to be a San Francisco native and to be appointed as a youth commissioner, like I said a few minutes ago, is a really big deal. So give yourselves a round of applause. If you're here watching them, give them a round of applause. When I look out at you all, and I can say this now because I'm a father of 3, and I've got some gray hairs, so a lot has changed since I was appointed youth commissioner, but I see a lot of hope. I see inspiration because we need your perspective here in San Francisco, especially now. This right here today is an indication of what the future of the city and county of San Francisco looks like. So you all should be proud that you're going to raise your right hand in a few minutes and take this official oath of office. My name is Theo Ellington. Like I mentioned, I'm a San Francisco native. I went to School of the Arts High School. Any SOTA alums? Somebody in the back, thank you. And today I work as a public affairs executive for a national public affairs firm. And I had the honor and privilege to serve as commissioner for 3 consecutive mayors. My last appointment, Mayor Breed, appointed me to the San Francisco Human Rights Commission, where we worked on equity issues and worked to make sure every city department had a mandate to reach equity issues. I was appointed by the late Mayor Ed Lee to oversee the Office of Community Investment and Infrastructure. So if you are familiar with Mission Bay, if you are familiar with the Hunters Point Shipyard, if you are familiar with Transbay Terminal, these were all projects that fell under the purview of the San Francisco Office of Community Investment and Infrastructure. And then my first commission appointment was the San Francisco Youth Commission. I was sworn in by then Mayor Gavin Newsom, where we worked on a myriad of issues from juvenile justice to make sure parents and folks entering the system had transparent access and transparent information. We worked on Muni Lifeline passes. How many folks are familiar with Muni and the Lifeline passes? That came from the San Francisco Youth Commission. So I bring up those 2 issues to say that the world, the City Hall, San Francisco is your oyster. There is no issue too small. There is no cause too big that you all cannot handle. I walk the halls today. So in my full-time job, I mentioned I'm a public affairs executive for a consulting firm. And I act as a bridge between folks inside City Hall and folks outside City Hall. And as I was walking around today, I was reminded that all the important folks are here. Obviously, Mayor Breed, we've got department heads, we've got the city attorney, and as commissioner, you all have access to each and every person in this building. And that's something that you should not take lightly. I'm going to sort of end with this before I call Mayor Breed up, is my challenge for you. My challenge for you all is to become masters of all of the intangibles. There's enough smart people, and I don't doubt that you're not smart, but there's a lot of smart people in San Francisco. But the most successful public servants show up, they are present, they're unafraid to speak, I get emotional here because this city, I love this city. I'm born and raised in this city. And particularly during a time right now, one of the most important things that has allowed me to be successful are the relationships. Making sure that the people you see sitting next to you as youth commissioners, keep these relationships strong. Because 10 years from now, when you are walking the halls, when you're the next mayor of San Francisco, when you are the next supervisor or department head, it's going to be the person sitting next to you who you're going to call on for that legislation, or call on to draft policy, or call on to make sure our streets are clean. So I want to say thank you. I want to say thank you to Mayor Breed for inviting me today, and I want to call you up to do the official oath of office.
Well, thank you, Theo, and thank you to our supervisors for showing up for our young people in San Francisco today. Now, in the past, I know Gavin Newsom had you in the basement. There wasn't a big ceremony like what we do today. And I think Ed Lee might have sworn a few folks in his office at the time. And when I became mayor, I wanted to make sure that young people like you were our priority. I think the city has spent a lot of time doing a lot of things that often has not led to the kinds of results that you, as the next generation of young folks growing up in San Francisco, deserve. So one of the first programs that I started when I became mayor was Opportunities for All. And let me tell you, for those of you who, any of you participate in Opportunities for All, well, thank you, at least one or two, but the rest of you are going to need to participate in this program. Why was that important? It was important because when I was growing up in San Francisco, I lived in poverty. And so I needed to make money somehow. My grandmother received welfare for us and food stamps, and we just didn't have the ability to do some of the things that I wanted to participate in. I pretended like I didn't want to be a cheerleader, but I really wanted to be a cheerleader, but I couldn't afford to buy the uniform or pay for the travel expenses associated with being a cheerleader. And it was important to start a program like that where we as a city provide paid internships so that money is not a barrier to your desire to do anything you want in life. And the fact that you all are committing your time to the Youth Commission, where you are stepping up to be leaders in this arena, I wanted you to know how important it is, not only to me, but to our supervisors who are here, to people like Theo, who went through this program as a youth commissioner and continues to serve in various capacities the city of San Francisco. These are opportunities, not just opportunities for you to add something to your college applications, but as Theo has said, opportunities for you to develop very important relationships that could be a part of your lives for the rest of your lives. People that you are going to be working with to push for policy decisions that are important to young people in San Francisco. This is where you learn how to develop those relationships, how to fight for what you want, but after the fight is done, after the debates happen, you still remain friends. You still show respect and appreciation to one another because all of you are spending your time being public servants that deliver the kinds of results that young people in this city need, especially after this global pandemic. It has been very difficult. I can't even imagine what you all have gone through, where 2 years of not being able to be in school. I couldn't wait till the first day of school when I was growing up. I couldn't even imagine what it feels like where you could not go to the school, where you could not go into the classroom, where you could not look forward to recess or lunchtime, where you can hang out with your friends and have that quality time. And so we know that it is so important that we start to have an honest conversation about the impacts on our mental health to our young people who have experienced the things that you have gone through. You know what's best because you've lived in it. And you can provide an opportunity for us as leaders to make decisions that support moving our city forward in a good direction, but more importantly, making sure that we are providing the right kind of support and resources for young people all over San Francisco. Now, let me just give you a little bit of what the power of the Youth Commission is. Now, the Youth Commission convinced me to support something that I was opposed to. The Vote 16 effort. There were a couple of young people. I was like, no, they came into my office, and then they presented. I was opposed to it. I was like, no, 18, you're not grown, you still live at home. I didn't think I would support it. This group of young folks came into my office, and they had the data, and the data really talked about specifically how young people voting at an early age tend to continue the rest of their lives being more actively engaged in showing up to vote. And they said it, but they didn't just say it, they had the data to demonstrate how this could be very impactful in getting more San Franciscans engaged in voting and showing up to the polls. So that was one of the arguments, but after the 30-minute conversation, I usually don't do this, but I changed my mind. And I supported it, and I stood by it, and I was so proud because those young folks are now adults, and some of them are doing really great things in the community. But I was so proud of the work that they put in for something they care about. Vote 16 is one thing, but you mentioned the what cards again? Lifeline. Well, the Youth Commission helped to make it free, not just the Lifeline, but later on, the next generation after you fought to make Muni free for you. No longer sneaking on the bus like we used to back in the day, getting in trouble for it. Making it free so that, again, money is not a barrier to ensure that every young person has the ability to get on our buses without dealing with some of the concerns that might come with it when you don't have the money to pay. So this is a powerful commission in that respect. Is the first opportunity where you are learning how to be leaders, how to fight for what you care about, how to bring great ideas forward, how to deal with things that impact young people in San Francisco. So we are looking forward to seeing you serve this year and bring forth to not only myself, but the Board of Supervisors, the legislative branch of the government. We're looking forward to see what you bring forward for us to deliver on for young people. We may say what we want to do for young folks, but you all understand it from a different perspective. And so we're looking forward to your service on the Youth Commission. Enjoy every single moment. Don't tell your parents, well, I gotta go to a Youth Commission meeting so I can't make up my bed. Make sure that you take care of things at home, that you take care of things at school, but that you really take this opportunity to not only be a part of the various meetings where you're having discussions, but you take time to get to know one another throughout this process. These relationships are going to be so important to you in life, and also this experience is going to be something that you look back on, and when you look back, make sure that what you do today makes you proud. And with that, I'm ready to swear you in. So here's how we're going to do it, since all of your family and friends are here and they want to take pictures. Everyone who is being sworn into the Youth Commission will stand up here facing this way, and I'll give you instructions from there. Now, if anyone wants to be in the middle, you can. Come on, come on, come on. There we go. This is a good-looking group of young people. Okay, so I'm going to ask you to raise your right hand and repeat after me, and then I am going to point at you when I ask you to state your name. So you state your full name. Okay? Are we ready? Are we ready? Let's pretend we're at homecoming in high school. Are we ready? Okay. All right, let's go. Please raise your right hand, everyone, and repeat after me. I state your name.
Gabrielle Estana. Valentina Alioto Pierre. Skylar Gang. Linda Yip.
Ewan Faulkner Plummer. Jason Fong.
Chloe Wong. Lisa.
Alistair Dare.
Douglas Yosef. Arya. Francis.
do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that I bear true faith and allegiance to the same, that I take this obligation freely, without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion, and that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties upon which I am about to enter, and during such time as I serve as Commissioner for the Youth Commission of the City and County of San Francisco. Congratulations, everybody. Anyone want to say a few words? Leaders of tomorrow?
We're gonna have a good year.
Any one of our brave leaders want to say a few words? There we go.
I'll take the chance when I have one. Well, I just wanted to say thank you to everyone for joining us here today. My name is Ewan Barker Plummer. I serve as a commissioner on the San Francisco Youth Commission, and I serve citywide, but I'm a proud resident of District 4. District 4. And I just want to thank you all for being here today. You know, this is my third term on the San Francisco Youth Commission. It's been really exciting. We've gotten to work on some incredible things, and I'm really looking forward to this year. I'm sure we'll be back talking about Vote 16, talking about Free Muni for Youth, and every other issue that impacts young people here in San Francisco. So let's get off to a good year, and I'm excited. We'll have our first meeting on Monday, so we're getting right to it.
All right, so first we're going to take a few pictures, and then we're going to host a reception for everyone in my conference room in 201 so that everyone can have a good time after this ceremony. Thank you all so much for being here. Supervisor Mandelman, the principal is going to send you to detention for... But thank you, Supervisor Mandelman, for joining us as well. We're so glad to have all the friends, family, community members, and others here to support the young folks who are going to take over San Francisco. So we got to make sure that they're prepared and ready to go, that we're building more senior citizens' homes so that I can have a place to live when I become a senior citizen as I watch you on TV take over San Francisco. Looking forward to it, and thank you all so much for being here today.